Yeah, Seahawks and Cardinals, where the Seahawks just completely wiped the entire field with them.
The Cardinals laid an egg.
Yeah, pretty well. Not literally, because they did score 6 points.
I was really proud of that final. So,
It was pretty good.
in the most important game, I don't want to say the most important game because I guess it wasn't, but like a really important game against a division rival. Like I don't know, like the Cardinals losing to Seattle like that is just man.
It's in a way, I wonder if it was a reality check for him because they got spanked just as hard as that they spanked the Packers the previous week.
Right, right. It could potentially be the best thing that could happen to them, or the worst thing that happened to
Yeah,
them, depending on how their mentality is in the locker room.
yeah,
It could have been a, it could have shot their confidence, and maybe they'll play like shit, or it could just be a motivator and be like, look, we can't have that shit happen to us again.
right.
I don't know.
But
It was the most shocking game of the week by far.
it was. But here's the thing too: is that this is the first time this has happened to Arizona this week or this year. I mean,
I know, but
so
it's to a team they're gonna have to deal with
yeah.
probably.
So that's why it's like they have weeks where they look like they're like the Super Bowl team, this year.
Right,
And like they have these amazing, amazing games, and then they have games that they look like, well, what the fuck happens to you? And
right,
in the
right.
playoffs, I have no idea. And Arizona has every capability of making it all the way to the Super Bowl. Every capability. They also have every capability of losing the first round. Well, I mean, after the bye week,
Well,
but
the first, yeah,
the
their
divisional
first
rounds.
round, their first round.
Yes, but I'm just saying, what Arizona team are we gonna get? I have no idea, and it makes it interesting, makes it scary, it makes it exciting. I don't know what to feel about it.
Well, meanwhile in Seattle, they're feeling pretty damn good
Oh,
right
I
now.
would hope so.
Huh.
Guys are on an amazing hot streak.
After seeing how Minnesota and Green Bay battled it out in the mediocre fashion,
If you want to call it that.
so I'm not battled it out like two guys playing a card game or something. Like not even a cool card game, like one of
they,
the nerdier
it's
ones.
like it's like
It
watching.
wasn't even poker. It was like I don't know, go fish. Oh, I just like call it the Packers and the Minnesota Vikings little kids compared to the Seahawks. But anyway, I mean that's what it looked like last week though. It looked like a team that was ready to whip some ass and two teams that were just like, yeah, kind of piddle fucking around.
Although, I guess because with Seahawks didn't really have anything on the line. They clinched their spot.
Nah, they just wanted to whip the hell out of
Yeah,
Arizona.
yeah. Because I was gonna say, I mean, Packers and Minnesota. It was a weird game because whoever lost, you're making the playoffs anyway. So, oh, big deal type of thing. But
It
even
was
at
the most
this too,
division title, I think, is why.
yeah. But even at this too, whoever lost or whoever won, whoever lost, you still make the playoffs no matter what. So, I don't know. I don't know what it's all about.
I don't know. I think Seattle was pissed that they didn't win the division and they wanted to whip Arizona's ass. That's what I think it was
I think
about.
they kind of wanted to send a message that they're better than what.
And,
Uh,
right. They're better than what their record
yeah.
is. So we'll find out. They definitely look like the Vikings might regret winning right about now.
Yeah. I
I mean,
almost.
honestly,
I guess we'll get to that in another video, but I
sure.
almost wanted the same thing. If they just got to a certain point where, like, fuck it, let them handle it. You know?
I don't know, but Seattle and Arizona are going to be interesting to watch. What's going to be interesting is if they rematch, if the way the victories play it, because I mean, obviously that could happen.
It could, yeah. They'd have to get through Carolina first, but it could happen.
Well, it depends on how the seeds finish, right? Because if Green Bay wins, they're playing Carolina. So if Green Bay
Oh
wins and
yeah,
Seattle wins, it's Green Bay and Seattle both win. Seattle's going to Arizona,
yeah, yeah. That's true.
so it could happen. So it's I'm man. Almost all these videos are just I'm ready for the playoffs and
Yeah,
wild card weekend and all that good stuff. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I definitely am too. Anything else you need to add?
I don't know. As far as talking about the game, it wasn't a whole lot to say. I
No,
mean,
there really wasn't.
it was one sided all the way,
Yeah,
and it was shocking. I mean, neither team's really too beat up at this point. They both look mostly healthy. The Cardinals' pride is pretty much beat up, but other than that, they're all right. So like I said, it depends on how they handle this mentally.
yeah.
It shouldn't be that big of a deal if handled right. And they've handled their other losses right. They haven't been beat down like this. But I think Arians will get his team back on track. And if a rematch does come down, I'm not saying the Cardinals will win, but I think it'll look a lot different in this game. Dude.
I think so too. I think Cardinals will be a little more prepared the next time if they meet in the playoffs. I think they'll be a
Yeah,
little more prepared.
I don't even know what happened. Like I didn't really get to watch this game. I watched the highlights and it was just like to use a metaphor, it was like you were taking a piss, and then some dude just started beating the shit out of you while you're taking a piss, and you just weren't ready. You're just like, what is happening?
I'm not even done yet.
You're like just holding on, pants down, because you feel like a 3-year-old. Like that's the kind of ass whipping it was, one sided. And then like at the very end, you're like all beat up, laying on the floor, and you manage to throw a punch and connect.
It's goofy time now.
Oh god, this video needs to end.
Anyways, you can always follow us on Facebook and Twitter. It's our ridiculous rants. And then we're going to have our late call that's going to be talking about the playoff predictions and compare it to the playoff predictions that were originally made back in week 1. And we're going straight into wild card weekend. Seahawks going to be there going against the Vikings and see how that goes. So, playoffs are among us.
Fungus among us.
Fungus among us. That's why are you doing that?